Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion on Nectar of Devotion. Okay, I was wondering where's my book. All right, Nectar of Devotion. So today we are starting an exciting chapter, chapter 29. Chapter 29 means expression of love for Krishna. How the way that love been expressed and this thing. Okay, because this is scientific studies, right? So all the feeling, emotion, like for instance, in other place, sometimes we just say, I just do this, do that. And certain ecstatic feeling is cannot be understood, cannot be understood and everything. But here, we are going into these detailed studies. So we are trying to understand all that feelings. Okay, now I'm feeling like this. What does that mean? Is it I'm speculating? Is it I'm imaginating? Or is it's what's supposed to be? All right. So something like that. So we have already did a fantastic topic. What they call the what existential ecstatic love, and before that we also have studied stimulation in ecstatic love, and before that further traits of Sri Krishna. We talk about 64 qualities of Krishna. Then after that, what is the love that then after that, how to stimulate that ecstatic love, existential love. All right. And now we are coming to the new wave 4. 3, yeah. Wait, let me check. Just give me a second. First wave, Vibhava. Fourth wave. Yes, fourth wave. So today we're going to discuss on the fourth wave. We call Vyabichari Bhava. It's going to be very, very, very interesting. Trust me. All right, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Dadati Swaparantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvetam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashati Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabana Videvidaitai Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Viknanadayine Prabhavinama Madhuryojala Premadi Sri Rupanuga Bhakti Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahai Namastute Namaste Gauramani Shri Murtairina Tarini Rupanuga Viruda Pasitanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambode Padam Pujaite Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravirbhava Bhume Svam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Sri Jagannathaye Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Garatisi Namaha Panchatatvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avadaram Bhakta Kyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavani Vrishabhanustari Pranamami Hari Priye Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkrupa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramanandam Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristha Putali Srimati Jayapataka Swami Namani Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradaya Gaura Kata Damadaya Nagar Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone. So excited today. Today the weather is so nice, so cool. Maybe Krishna create that environment. The situation is such so that we can enjoy today's program. Today the topic 29 is going to be very, very, very interesting. My humble request, please cooperate with me. All right, talk to me. Let's have a discussion. All right, not simply I talk, you listen. This is not a class. This is a discussion. Okay. So when you start to participate, hey, is it on recording? Okay. So so now we're going to go to the next wave. What is this? Even this thing got excited. Okay. We're going to talk about the next wave, expression love for Krishna. Okay, expressions of love for Krishna. We are starting a new wave, the fourth wave. Okay, so here the topic we call is Vyabichari. Okay, Vyabichari. So now Vyabicharya Chaturtha Lahari. Atochyante Trayastringshat Bhavaye Vyabicharina Visheshana Bimukyena Charanti Stayinam Prati Vag anga Sattva Nyayasti Vyabicharina Sancharayanti Bhavasya Gatim Sancharinopi Unmajanti Nimajjanti Sthayinyamrta Sthayi Bhava. Okay, the another Bhava we call it Sthayi Namrta Varidav Urmivat Vardayantyenam Yanti Tat Rupatam Chate Nirvedota Vishado Danyam Glani Shramocha Mada Garvau Shankar Trasa Vega Unmada Pashmrti Tata Vyadihi Moho Mritir Alasyam Jadyam Vrida Vahitacha Smrtir Ata Vitarka Chinta Mati Drittayo Harsha Utsukatvam Cha Augra Marshashuyas Chapalyam Chaiva Nidracha Suptir Bodha Itime Bhava Vyabicharina Samakyata. So it says here, of course, the summary of all these 4 verses is there are some bodily symptoms which express overwhelming. Some bodily symptoms express some overwhelming ecstatic love. We call as Vyabichari Bhava. Please underline the statement. Bodily symptom. Some bodily symptom that expresses what? Expresses what kind of symptom? Overwhelming. Okay, overwhelming symptom. Overwhelming means the symptom that cannot be controlled, overwhelmed. So this is called as Vyabichari Bhava. Okay. They are counted at 33 as follows. How many types of bodily symptom? 33. Okay. All right. So we go slowly. Number 1 is disappointment. All right. Lamentation, humility, guilt, fatigue, intoxication, pride, doubt, apprehension, intense emotion, madness, forgetfulness, disease, confusion, death, laziness, inertness, bashfulness, concealment, remembrance, argumentative, anxiety, thoughtfulness, endurance, happiness, eagerness, violence, haughtiness, envy, impudence, dizziness, sleepiness, and alertness. Alama, did I heard the right thing? Did we hear the right thing, my dear Prabhus and mothers? What we just heard? We say some bodily symptom that express what? Overwhelming. Overwhelming of what? Ecstatic love. Okay, Vyabichari Bhava. Okay, the thing that we call as Vyabichari Bhava. They are counted in 33 as follows. All right. Disappointment. Yes. Radharani gets disappointed. The gopis will get disappointed. Lamentation, humility, guilt, fatigueness, intoxication, pride, doubt, apprehension, intent. Okay, all the okay. Forgetfulness, disease, confusion, death, laziness, bashfulness, concealment, thoughtful endurance, happiness, eagerness, violence, haughtiness, envy, impudence, dizziness, sleepiness, and alertness. What does it mean? So we're going to go through these step by step. Tatra nirvida maharti viprayogeshya sat vivekadi kalpitam swavamananam evatra nirveda iti katyate atra chintashu vaivarnya dainya nishvashitadayaha. First thing, we're going to talk on disappointment. So now we're going to discuss all these step by step. What is disappointment means? When one is forced to act in a way which is forbidden. When one forced to act in a way which is forbidden, or to refrain from acting. That means don't act. Refrain, control yourself in a way which is proper, that you don't do a proper thing. He becomes regretful and thinks himself dishonored. At that time, there is a sense of disappointment. In this kind of disappointment, one becomes full of anxiety, sheds tears, changes bodily color, feels humility, and breathe heavily. All right? So that means disappointment means when one forced to act, which is forbidden. You need to do something which is not allowed. Or at the same time, you're supposed to do, but you don't do. Right? When I see someone there suffering, some incident happened, I should have acted, but I just ignored. But because of that, the person has gone, terrible things happen, and I regret. Okay? So at that time, what happened? They become full of anxiety. You sometimes shed tears, change in bodily color. That means you become pale and feel humility and breathe heavily. Have you all experienced that before? The thing that you're supposed to do, but you didn't do, and you regret. Anyone? All right. Like example, yes. Anyone have
நடந்திருக்கு பிரபு.
like என்ன example?
இப்ப நான் பிள்ளைங்களை எப்படின்னா அன்னைக்கு என் குரு மகாராஜ் பார்க்க போனேன். பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு சாப்பாடு ஆர்டர் பண்ண மறந்துட்டேன் பிரபு. பிள்ளைங்க ஈவினிங் வரைக்கும் பட்டினியா இருந்தாங்க.
அது அந்த மாதிரி இல்ல. இது என்னன்னா, disappointment means இதோட என்ன ஆழமான அர்த்தம் அப்படின்னா, say like for instance, I see someone made an accident lying at the roadside. Now, what happened? He just made an accident, but I think, yeah, if I want to take him and put in my car and drive him to hospital, my car will become bloody, and I feel like not easy to think. I just ignore and the thing go off. But later I found out that person passed away. But after that, I also hear that person passed away. But he says, if only we could just brought him just 5 minutes early, we should have saved him. But you were right there to save that person, but you didn't do. At that time, what happened? You feel pale, you feel regret, the guilt will start coming into yourself. So this is kind of extreme. Then after that, you feel like become very anxiety. I should have done it. Then you start to shed tears. You start to look pale. Why you look so pale? I should have just helped him. So, and sometimes we breathe heavily. So this is the extreme one. So this is what they call disappointment. Anyway, we don't go into mundane talk. This is what, let's see what Prabhupada is explaining here. So, tatra mahartya yata hantadeha hatakai kim amibihi palitair vipala punya palair naha ehi kalya hridaye visha vanau swang kutumbini hatat juha vama. When Krishna is punishing the Kalya serpent, so the example is like this. When Krishna is punishing the Kalya serpent, all right, Kalya, Kalya, the snake where Krishna danced on his head, appeared to have drowned himself in the poisonous water of the Yamuna. Okay, they feel like as though Krishna is drowned, because the Kalya serpent went to that Yamuna, start to shed poison. All the cows went and drink the water, the Yamuna water, they died. So everybody is so worried, the big, huge serpent, and Krishna went in one receive. So he was like stepping on the Kalya's head. So at that time, looks like appeared that he has drowned. Then Nanda Maharaj addressed Yasoda Devi. Nanda Maharaj was addressing Yasoda, my dear wife, Krishna has gone deep into water. And so there is no longer any need to maintain our bodies. So they were so lamenting. Oh my God, my son is already gone deep into the water, drowned. We don't need to maintain ourselves ready. All right? Which are full of sinful activities. They start lamenting. Which the body is full of sinful activities. No point. Payam poita. No point. Let us also enter into the poisonous water of Yamuna and compensate for the sinful activities of our life. All right? They will almost want to commit suicide. This is an instant of severe shock. Severe shock, wherein the devotee becomes greatly disappointed. Okay? Viprayogena yata asangamang madava madurinang apushpite nirasatam prayate vrindavane shiryate ha kutoshav pranitya punya subalo dvirepaha. When Krishna left Vrindavan, okay, Subala is intimate friend, decided to leave also. While leaving, Subala was contemplating that, that means thinking that without Krishna, there was no longer any pleasure to be found in Vrindavan. So the analogy is given that the bees go away from the flower that has no honey. So the analogy that here says that the bee will go away when the flower has no honey. Yes or not? The bee has no work when the flower without honey. Subala left Vrindavan when he found that there was no longer any relishable transcendental pleasure there. So this is another kind of being upset. Yata, being disappointed. Yatava dani keli kaumudyam bhavatu madava jalpam ashanvato shravanayor alam ashravanir mama tam avilokayavatur avilochanihi Saki Vilochana Yoscha Kila Nayoho. In Deni Kali Kaumedi. Okay, Dana Keli Kaumudi. Okay, Dana Keli Kaumudi is a book, another book. Do I have that? I don't think so. So it says Srimati Radharani addresses of her friends in this manner. Srimati Radharani is disappointed and addressing to gopis. My dear friends, if I cannot hear the glorious activities of Krishna, it is better for me to become deaf. If I cannot hear the glorious this thing about Krishna, I rather become deaf. And because I am now unable to see him, it would be good for me to be blind. Blind woman. So this is another instance of disappointment due to separation from Krishna. Irshaya Yata Harivangse. Okay, quoting from Harivangsa. Satya Devi Vakyam. Alright, Vakya. That means Satya Devi is this thing. Okay, Vakya means words. Stotavya Yadi Tavat Sa Naradena Tavagrata Durbagoyam Janas Tatra Kim Artham Anushadbita. There's a statement from Harivangsa wherein Satyabhama, one of the queens of Krishna, tells her husband. Okay, tells her husband. Who's the husband? Krishna is the husband. My dear Krishna, since I heard Narada glorifying Rukmani before you, since I heard Narada glorifying Rukmani before you, I can understand that there is no need of any talking about myself. This is an instant of disappointment caused by envy. Are you following me on this, my dear Prabhus and mothers? Thumbs up if you're following me.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, you're following me, right? So, what we can see from here, the co-wives, all right? Rukmani and Satyabhama, all co-wives. But when Narada Muni is talking about Rukmani Devi, what they call Satyabhama became envy, became jealous. Rukmani and Satyabhama were co-wives, and because Krishna was the husband of both, there naturally was some feminine envy between them. So when Satyabhama heard the glories of Rukmani, she was envious of her and thus became disappointment. So now you all can see or not where you see the envy. All right. This is some of the beautiful quotes that we're going to study about all these 32 qualities of this Vyabichari Bhav. Sat Vivekena. Sat Vivekena. Yatasri Dashame. Quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:51-47. Mamesha Kalojito. Nishpalo Gato. Raja Shriyonnadda. Madasya Bhupate. Martyatma Buddhe. Sutodara Kosha Bushva. Asajja Manasya. Duranta Chintaya. In the 10th canto, 51st chapter, verse 47, Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a statement. My dear Krishna, I cannot say that it is only other people who are implicated in material existence. Okay? Who is saying this? Okay, there's a statement, right? It is say, my dear Krishna, I cannot say that it is only other people who are implicated in material existence. I cannot say, I cannot say only other people are suffering or affected by material existence. Because why? I too am much entangled with the bodily concept of life. I am always too anxious about my family, home, wife, wealth, land, and the kingdom. And because I have been so maddened by this material atmosphere, I am thinking now that my life has been simply spoiled. So this statement is an instant of disappointment, cause of lamentation. All right, very straightforward. You got it? Everyone? Saki Mataji, you got it? Where's Saki Mataji? She's not here.
Prabhu, one more time, Prabhu.
Okay. This is an example of disappointment caused by lamentation.
But
Okay,
Prabhu, I just want to know who is saying that? Who is this I?
10 Canto 51st chapter. Can anyone check your database?
There is one. I call the last line is Bharata Muni, Prabhu.
Narada Muni?
Bharata Muni. Bharata.
Bharat.
Oh. Please read, explain one more time, Prabhu.
All right. Here it says, my dear Krishna. Okay. Who's telling? Bharat. I'm not sure who's the person who are speaking here. 51st chapter.
I think end of the paragraph you can see, Prabhu. The next paragraph. That one, Prabhu.
But here is Bharata Muni. Okay. Okay, let's check it out. What is the verse again? Uh, 10:51:47. Okay. Let's check it out. 10:51:47. 10.51.47. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
என்ன வருது வரவே மாட்டேங்குது. 10.51:47. 10 Canto. '51, right? 10:51:47. Yes or not? 51. Deliverance of Muchukunda. Addressed by the king. All right. Which king? All right. For ourselves, the tiger belong family of Kshatriya, descendant of King Ikshvaku. My name is Muchukunda, my lord, and I am the son of. Okay, now we're talking about son of Yavanashva. His name is Muchukunda. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Very clear. Clear.
All right. So I'm fatigue remaining long time. My man woke up burnt. I am unbearable. So this address by the king, the supreme personal origin of creation, smiled. And my dear friend, I've taken thousands of births after lifetime by the great king enumerate nonetheless. Okay. I have killed Kalanemi. I've passed repeated pray to me. Now choose to be benediction from me. Sukade Goswami. And Sri Muchukunda said, oh Lord, people are both men and women are bewildered by illusory energy. The person is saying, I wasted my life. Okay. Now this is the verse, right? All right. So now we understand this is from Muchukunda. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can see the screen or not? Now you see the Rasamrita Sindhu. What screen can you see now, my dear Prabhus and mothers?
Krishna Prabhu, Rasamrita Sindhu. Bhakti Rasamrita.
All right. All right. So now in the statement of Hari Vangsa, oh sorry, where is it? Okay. So Muchukunda is telling here, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, okay, let me just remove all the highlight. Okay. So now, so King Muchukunda is telling in verse 47 in Srimad Bhadai says, okay, says, my dear Krishna, Muchukunda is telling, I cannot say, okay, that is only other people are implicated in material existence. You know, sometimes when a devotee get together, they say, everybody is suffering in material condition of life. Look at that suffering here. Look at this suffering here. Look at the madness in front happening. You know, okay, you got it? So he's telling, I cannot say others only are implicated. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay, I cannot say others. Because you know why? Because I too much entangled in this bodily concept. I cannot say about others. Even I myself are stuck in this bodily concept. Why? Because I'm always too anxious. Too anxious. About who? About my family, my home, my wife, my wealth, my land, and also my kingdom. Because it's so attached. And because I have been so maddened, okay, I become so mad over this material atmosphere. I am thinking now that my life has been simply spoiled. So far, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, another Mataji said she wants to repeat. Okay, another person, you got it? You got the idea?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
All right, now.
But Prabhu, this Muchukunda, Prabhu,
Yeah.
he asked the boon to sleep. He was so bothered about his family, country, and all that, he would have gone directly back to the country, Prabhu. But he wanted to sleep for a long time.
I see.
And that's how, when he opened his eyes, he saw the Kalayavana, Prabhu.
Mm-hmm.
And then burned him, Prabhu.
Oh, that's the Muchukunda, is it?
Yeah, Prabhu. So he actually asked the boon that he wanted to sleep for such a long time. Here they put down there, he's so bothered about family, children, country, and all that.
So here the first thing Prabhupada also give us thing. How Krishna caused Muchukunda to kill Kalayavana with harsh glance, all right? After placing his family members safely in Dwaraka, Krishna went to Mathura, he appeared there. So the extraordinary person, son Mandata, named Muchukunda, he was devoted Brahmanical culture, always true to his vow. All right. So anyway, we keep this in our Bhagavatam discussion because so interesting. Okay, according to Bharata Muni, this disappointment is inauspicious. But there is other learned scholars said they have accepted such disappointment as being in the mood of neutrality. All right. And as a person having preservative of ecstatic love. What does that mean? So now some says this kind of lamentation is inauspicious because lamenting is no good. I hope you all are following me. All right. But on the other hand, the other scholars, what they say, they accept this as such disappointment as being in the mood of neutrality. Why? What is neutrality? That means I know that I supposed to practice sadhana bhakti 24 hours a day. I wish I can just simply go and do my sadhana, my bhakti, my chanting, my reading, my glories 24 hours a day. But what to do? I'm attached to my family. I got my children to take care. I have to do this, do that, do that. So that means what? Neither there nor here. In the middle. So it's a mood of neutrality. Are you following me on this? All right. And at the same time, when you have that mood, even though you're enjoying material opulence, but still you know that this is not the right way. The right way is bhakti. What does that mean? That means you have the preservative of ecstatic love. So that means the ecstatic love lying dormant in your heart. Everybody has that ecstatic love lying dormant in the heart. But the good news is you have discovered it. Okay? You have discovered it. Just like suddenly you see everybody is using computer. All of you are using computer. Suddenly one high-tech computer, maybe Apple, what brand like that, some sophisticated computer, suddenly you receive. Suddenly you found out, suddenly you go for some lucky draw, ta-dang! You won the latest high-tech computer. The computer that even in NASA they use. After you receive that high-tech computer, the problem is you don't know how to use it. Hey, how to use, which button to press? Looks like extraordinary. So what you are doing is you are trying to learn from the manual how to use this computer. Similarly, all of us have that ecstatic symptoms naturally by default in our system. But the problem is we found it, we discovered it. Very good. Suddenly you went and searched in yourself, you found that you have that prema with you. Ecstatic. But I don't know how to use it. But I know, I hear about it. If you get that, you will give up everything that you have in your life. If you have the latest technology computer, definitely all these other, what brand is this? Whatever brand you simply throw away. I don't want to use this. You know, they say once you try Apple phone, you will never touch Android. You will never touch any other phone. Right? So like that, once you get that, others you just throw away. So similarly, but you know you want it. By the same time, you are disappointed. I've got a family to take care. Do you follow me on this, Prabhus and mothers? You got it?
Yeah, Bhava.
All right. Okay. So that's what it meant here. So you have it, but you are in a neutrality. That means you have that preserved thing. It says a neutrality. Okay. Now, Atta Vishada Isthana Vapti Prarabdha Karya Siddhi Vipattita Aparadaditopi Syat Anuttapo Vishannatta lamentation. Second, we're going to study about lamentation. What they call lamentation in Tamil? Pulambal. Right? Lamenting. When one is unsuccessful in achieving his desired goal of life, when one finds no fulfillment in his present occupation, I'm not happy working with someone. When one finds himself in reversed condition, right? Things are not happening, all going on a reverse gear now. When one feels guilt, at that time one is said to be in a state of lamentation. Okay, it's very straightforward. Atropaya sahaya nusandis chintacha rodanam vilapsa swasha vaivarnya mukha shoshadayo picha. In this condition of lamentation, one becomes questioning, thoughtful, tearful, regretful, heavy-breathed, his body color changes, and his mouth becomes dry. So when a person starts lamenting, he becomes questioning. Have you, any one of you experienced any of this? Hmm? Anyone?
Babu, come
You don't know
again,
whether,
a question, Babu?
did you experience any of these symptoms? Lamentation. What is the condition of lamentation? Become questioning, thoughtful, tearful, regretful, heavily breath, color changes, and mouth become dry. Okay, I give you my own example. All right. So
But
like
I tell you this one true story, Babu. I think you would have read about it also in a papers then, Babu.
Okay.
One journalist went to some, a place in Africa, and he took a picture of a small boy, very small boy. Small meaning because starvation is very small, Babu. Squatting on the desert.
Yeah.
And a vulture waiting for him to die.
Yes.
You heard the story, Babu?
Yeah.
And then the whole world was applauding him and giving him a lot of appreciation.
Yes.
But one journalist asked him, "What did you do with the boy?" Now, Babu? He said, "Oh, he panicked immediately. He actually caught the picture and went back to the UN camp." And then when this question was asked by another journalist, the journalist said, the boy is so near the UN camp. You could have taken him there and left him there. No, he just went off home like that, Babu. And later he lamented so much and regretted so much, he committed suicide.
Committed suicide, yes. He became the Pulitzer Prize winner.
Oh, yeah, Babu. That much I didn't know.
He won the Pulitzer Prize, the prize for journalists. And he became so distinct, and everybody started praising him for the one of the most iconic photo on starvation. Eventually, that fella he committed suicide.
Babu, such a small thing he missed, Babu.
Yeah. So that's the thing, lamentation. Like okay, for instance, when a person become lamenting, okay, lamenting na புலம்புறது, ஏக்கம், one becomes questioning. So sometimes that's why when you go for a funeral, people will start to question. They are lamenting, the lamenting of the passing. They're questioning why this person, such a nice person, why that person has gone into this kind of disease? Why such a young boy has to die this way? Why questioning? And some people will go into thoughtful. What a life. That fella earned so much of money. He had all the opulence in life. And now look at him. You know, nothing, all is wealth, nothing can brought back. All right. And another thing of lamentation is tear. All right. Tearful. You'll keep on going crying. Then regret. And that time, you see, they'll take on the muchi, right? You see them. They'll keep what they call that in Tamil, on the muchi, then.
பெருமூச்சு இல்ல பிரபு
என்ன மூச்சு?
பெருமூச்சு
பெருமூச்சு, yes. பெருமூச்சு. They're lamenting. Okay. And sometimes the color of the body start to change. They look pale. Na முகத்துல ஈயே ஆடல. Sometimes they say, right? Why your face looks so pale? And mouth become dry. Right? When I heard my father pass away, no, after my father passed away, all the symptoms happened. Oh, okay. The day, just few days before, I was in Johor lecturing in UTM, University Technology. While I was talking, suddenly my sister called me, said, "Father, it's very serious. You come now itself." My first time, because for a lecturer, the marker usually don't drop from your hand, or chalk doesn't drop from your hand. The chalk dropped, the marker dropped, and suddenly I became like, body start trembling, mouth start drying, and all these things happen. And immediately people could recognize something has really gone wrong. So like that. So this is the sum of the conditioning of lamentation. Tatra istana vaptito yataha yata jaranyata murtir mama vivash vivashatam vagapigata. Manovrittis cheyam smriti vidurata paddating agad. Agadvangshin dure vasatu bhavat alokana shashi. Maya hanta prapto na bhajana ruchir apya vasaraha. So here it's mentioned one aged devotee. Aged devotee means old devotee, elderly devotee address Krishna. Okay, head in this way. My dear Krishna, oh killer of demon, Aga, my body now invalid due to my old age. I cannot speak very fluently. My voice is faltering. My mind is not strong. I am often attacked by forgetfulness. But, my dear Lord, you are just like a moonlight. And my only real regret is that for what any taste, okay, is that for want of any taste for your pleasant shining, I did not advance myself in Krishna consciousness. This statement is an instance of lamentation due to one's being unable to achieve his desired goal. You know, he wants to become a pure devotee and all this, but of course, he addressing who? Addressing Krishna right in front of him. Even in that addressing of Krishna, there is a kind of lamentation. I did not advance myself in Krishna consciousness. Can you imagine when Krishna is standing right in front of you? That means you have already advanced, perfected, and he is lamenting. So what we can understand from this? Of course, I think it's too early. Anyway, I would like to share with you this. Devotional service to Krishna is so pleasurable. Advancing in Krishna consciousness, like chanting, remembering, Smarana, Kirtana, Vishnu, Pada Sevana. It is so pleasurable than having Krishna standing right in front of you. Right? Because there's no difference. Krishna, service to Krishna, and the holy name, there's no difference. Everything is equal. So when you look at the intensity, right? The intensity of pleasure. Where do you see the intensity of the pleasure? The intensity of the pleasure is when you engage in service, devotional service. Why we say devotional service? Because you're using all your senses, your eyes, your body and thought, everything. You're using your entire body in serving Krishna. If you do that, you become perfect in Krishna consciousness. You don't allow any of your senses to roam freely. All right? You are thinking, okay, every day I'm serving Krishna and I'm doing physical work. Okay, I go to temple every Sunday, I cook. Then after that, I make sure I clean the entire temple. I mop, clean everything. Okay, done. But still, your anarthas are still strong. Your anger is still strong. Your fault finding is still strong. Why? Right? You're supposed to improve your bhakti. You're supposed to become sober. Because you're still not utilizing 100% of your entire senses in that service. When suddenly when you see a slipper that not put properly on the bench, you get so angry. You know, you are doing physical labor. You're taking the slipper and put it nicely. You're putting it, hey, why this fellow don't put the slipper nicely? That means you are not internalizing that service. So how are we going to use our senses? All right. In Ipoh, there's two particular extreme incident happened. Extreme. One particular devotee is a OCD. OCD is compulsive disorder. He wants everything to be clean. And he wants everything to be in order. Until we don't dare to put our slipper whimsically. We go there, we make sure we take the slipper and put on the place that we're supposed to put. Like last time, you see everything scattered. Until at one moment, he can get so agitated, he can even throw the slipper away. People come there, they look for a slipper, they can't find, they have to go to the bush and find, my slipper is there. Then you know who's the floor throw there. But nobody dares to confront him because he's a short-tempered devotee. Okay? He's a kind of short-tempered devotee. Now, the question is, So he comes, but always he do all the menial service. He go there, he wash the thing, he mop the place, everything. He won't talk to anyone. He just go there, clean, clean, clean. But still is anartha. That means anger crisis still there. Short temper, ego still there strongly. Why? Because he's not fully utilizing the senses in the service of Krishna. Another extreme incident, Sarvajna Goswami. Okay, you know that South African Maharaj. What is his name? Sarvajna Chaitanya Swami or Gauranga Swami. Vivan, what is his name? Your line is breaking badly. Have you seen the South African Maharaj?
Yeah, Prabhu.
All right. You know what he did? He came for Radha Yatra. And he saw all the slippers scattered. All right. What he did? Without saying anything, with his hand, he took and arranged all the slippers. Can you imagine? A sannyasi, sadhu. He came, he took all the slippers and arranged it very nicely. No lamentation, no shouting, and no show off. He didn't see anybody. He simply saw all the slippers scattered. He went, he took all the slipper with his hand and tried to arrange it nicely. Why? Because he used his entire senses in devotional service. Now you understand the thing? So what is the point? Right? So even that means devotional service to Krishna is so pleasurable than seeing Krishna face to face. Even you see Krishna face to face, you go back home, back to Godhead, to Goloka, Vrindavan. You are not going to sit idle there. You're just going to engage in devotional service. All right? All right, you'll be preparing the bed, you'll be preparing the betel nut, you'll be preparing the garland. Make sure that you'll be assisting in cooking. But it's so pleasurable. You'll be dancing, you'll be singing. Every word in Goloka is a song. Every movement is a dance. There nobody walk, walk. Everybody be dancing. All right? All right. So, okay, now it's 10:07. Shall we just take a short break?
Okay, Prabhu.
All right. Take a short break. Hey, Alamak, what happened? Oh, Krishna, what's going on? Okay, so we just do this last one and we end the session today. Because I just remembered, I just got a call. I forgotten something very urgent. All right. Supposed to do it in the morning, but I missed it. Okay, let's do this. Prarabdha karya siddhe yata swapne mayadya kushumani kila hirtani yatena tair virachita vana malikacha yavan mukunda hirdi yadhanta nidhi yatesa ha tavat eva tarasa vira rama nidra. One devotee said, this night I was dreaming of collecting various flowers from the garden. And I was thinking of making a garland to offer to Krishna. But I'm so unfortunate that all of a sudden my dream was over. And I could not achieve my desired goal. This statement is instead of lamentation resulting from non-fulfillment of one's duty. All right. So now the next one is Vipatite Yata. Katam anaye pure mayaka suta. Katam asauna nigiriye grihe drita. Amum aho bata dranti vidun tudo. Viduritam vidum atra vidit sati. When Nanda Maharaj saw his foster son Krishna, embraced in the sacrificial arena by Kamsa. Okay, embarrassed. When Nanda Maharaj saw his son Krishna embarrassed, that means he humiliated, okay, in the sacrificial arena of Kamsa, and he said, How unfortunate I am that I did not keep my son bolted within the room. He should have kept it in the room. Unfortunately, I have brought him to Mathura, and now I see that he's embarrassed by his giant elephant named Kuvalaya. It is though the moon of Krishna were eclipsed by the shadow of the earth. This is an instant of lamentation caused by reversed condition. All right. All right. So this one we do tomorrow. Is it okay? Because I at least expected the thing in the 10th canto. Okay, this is the last verse. All right. We just finish this. Then tomorrow we start humility. Aparadat. Yata Sri Dashame, quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam. Pashyesha Minaryam Ananta Adye Paramatmani Tvayapi Mayi Mayini Mayang Vitatyekshitum Atma Vaibhavam Hyaham Hyan Aicham Ivarchir Agnav. In the 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse 9, Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a statement by Brahma. Statement by Brahma. My dear Lord, just see my impudence. You are unlimited, the original personality and the super soul. You rule over the most perfect illusory energy. And just see my impudence. Just see my impudence. Look at my unfortunate situation, impudence. I wanted to supersede you by my own personal power. And I was very puffed up with this tiny power of mine. Just as a simple spark from the fire cannot do any harm to the fire. So my bewildering potency was completely unsuccessful. All right, in the thwarting your superior illusory power. Therefore, I find myself to be the most insignificant. Think of myself as the most useless person. So this statement of Brahma is an instant of lamentation caused by committing an offense, because he have taken all the cows and this thing and hide it. So he thought he can do thing, but he felt so. He felt the he felt the offense. So this is how we should be lamenting. When we commit offense, that is the most terrible thing that we can do. We must be always careful. Whenever we make an offense, that is how you should do. We should feel that impudence. You must feel the lamentation. All right. So if you do it in your mind, you lament in your mind. All right. If you do it face to face, I mean direct encounter, you must go to him directly and just say. But always when you want to ask forgiveness, don't make it general. If at all, say like for instance, I offend Vaishnava Prabhu. Okay, I offended Vaishnava Prabhu so badly. Now I got my ego that I don't dare to go and talk to Vaishnava Prabhu, and I just tell Vaishnava Prabhu, my dear Prabhu, if at all, if I commit any offense, please forgive me. That's not moros. That means that's not morosness. That means you are not lamenting. You are not regretting your act. You understand what I mean? If at all, if I do anything, if I've offended you, please forgive me. No. You must be specific. My dear Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, I have done this to you. I'm such a fool. Kindly forgive this fool. Always be, because when you make mistake, you have to ask, you have to put yourself as low as you can to ask forgiveness. All right? Not going to say, if I do anything, please forgive me. No, be specific. So like that. All right? So, okay, my dear Prabhus and mothers, we end the session here. So we will mark the book on page 235, humility. All right, the last thing is humility. All right, because so sorry, I got something urgent which I overlooked. I supposed to do it this morning, of course, procrastination. So I have to be going. So I'll see you again tomorrow, Friday at 9:15. Till then, have a nice day. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day.